Welcome everyone. I am excited to have you here today as we explore SAP Integrated Business Planning, widely known as SAP IBP, a platform that's fast becoming the backbone of modern supply chain planning. Our session isn't just about understanding a tool, it's about grasping how an entire organization can move from disjointed manual processes to a state of synchronized and agile decision making. Through this session, I aim to connect the technical capabilities of IBP to the real world challenges many of you face daily in supply chain, finance, marketing, and operations. We think of supply chains as systems that move goods from one point to another. But in reality, the modern supply chain is a dynamic network, fluid, fast paced, and highly sensitive to external shocks. In such an environment, planning needs to be more than a monthly exercise. It has to be continuous, collaborative, and informed by real time data. SAP IBP was designed with this reality in mind. It brings together demand forecasts, supply capabilities, inventory policies, and financial goals into a single harmonized platform. What sets IBP apart isn't just its ability to generate plans, it's how it brings people together. Traditionally, supply chain planning systems focused on transactional efficiency and data accuracy. While important, these were often limited to operational roles. IBP transforms this by including strategic voices, finance teams setting revenue targets, marketing departments shaping demand curves, and product teams adjusting portfolio strategies. Suddenly, planning isn't confined to a supply chain silo, it becomes an enterprise wide conversation. Before we look under the hood of IBP's architecture, it's important to understand the context in which it operates. Many organizations struggle with fragmented planning. You might have a sales team working on one forecast, a demand planner refining a separate version based on statistical models, and a finance team running profit projections independently. These leads to multiple operating plans floating around the organization, each valid within its own context but misaligned in totality. The result? Missed targets, conflicting priorities, and frustrated leadership. IBP was developed to solve this very problem by promoting what we call a single operating plan. This concept is central to the IBP philosophy. Instead of various departments referencing their own numbers, everyone from the shop floor to the boardroom relies on one version of the truth. It may sound simple, but achieving this level of integration is both powerful and transformative. Now let's explore the mechanics. IBP operates on the high-speed SAP HANA in-memory database, which means calculations, simulations, and data updates happen in real time. The user interface is entirely web-based, allowing planners and decision makers to access insights anytime, anywhere. For those more comfortable in traditional environments, IBP offers an Excel add-in that integrates seamlessly with IBP, enabling users to work with live data in spreadsheets while maintaining the rigor of a structured planning platform. Let's take a step further into what makes IBP unique. Its ability to simulate outcomes before decisions are made. Consider this scenario. A personal care brand is preparing for a large seasonal promotion. The marketing team increases expected demand by 30%, and this new projection flows through IBP's demand planning module. The supply planning module immediately recalculates material needs and capacity constraints. Inventory buffers are reviewed, transportation plans are adjusted, and finance is altered to update revenue and margin forecasts. All of this happens within one platform automatically and collaboratively. This kind of agility is what enables businesses to thrive in volatile environments. Another way to understand IBP's impact is through the lens of people. Integrated business planning doesn't only integrate data and processes, it integrates departments, mindsets, and accountability. Think of a typical challenges faced during a planning cycle. Procurement is worried about lead times, logistics is flagging warehouse constraints, marketing wants to launch a campaign, and finance is concerned about margins. In traditional settings, these teams work in parallel without truly engaging with each other. IBP replaces these parallel tracks with cross functional dialogues supported by a shared planning platform and common metrics. Let's reflect on a real world inspired example. Imagine a company that manufactures electric scooters. The CEO wants to know how many units will be available for distribution in quarter 3. In a non IBP environment, she might get three different answers from one from sales, another from operations, and a third from finance. However, if the organization is using SAP IBP, she will get one consistent figure because all three functions are operating from the same plan. Sales, supply chain, and finance have coordinated their assumptions, constraints, and goals to generate a unified response. This is the essence of integrated business planning. Not just synchronized data, but synchronized thinking. The adoption of IBP is not limited to a single industry. Its uptake has been particularly strong in sectors where planning complexity is high and responsiveness is critical. Companies have embraced IBP to align clinical supply chains with market demands, regulatory timelines, and production capacities. Consumer goods firms have leveraged IBP to manage promotions, balance inventories, and react to market shifts without compromising service levels or financial performance. Of course, successful adoption doesn't happen automatically. Implementing IBP requires more than just technical deployment. It demands cultural and organizational change. Change management is crucial. Users need to be onboarded not just to use a new tool, but to embrace a new way of thinking. Planners must become collaborators. Managers must become facilitators of cross functional alignment. And leadership must champion the use of one integrated plan over departmental autonomy. This brings us to a key element of IVP's usability, the Excel user interface. While the core system is web based, IBP recognizes that many planners still prefer working on spreadsheets. This Excel add in allows users to interact with real time planning views directly within the Excel, entering data, running simulations, and sharing updates, all while connected to the central IBP system. This approach not only eases the learning curve but also supports wider adoption across different user personas. Let's talk briefly about the different planning applications housed within IBP. Demand planning uses both time series methods and machine learning models to generate accurate forecasts. These forecasts are then passed to supply planning, which considers production capacities, supplier constraints, and lead times to generate feasible plans. Inventory optimization looks to balance working capital and service levels by identifying the right buffer stock levels across the network. Response planning is used to manage exceptions like last minute demand spikes or supplier failures and allows companies to adapt quickly without breaking the overall plan. The modules work together in harmony, but the real magic lies in how they align departments. When the supply chain team adjusts capacity, the changes are visible to sales and finance. When marketing updates their promotional calendar, the impact is immediately reflected in the demand plan. There is no lag, no miscommunication, and no duplication of effort. Everyone is connected to the same engine. As we prepare to deep dive into the technical content in the sessions ahead, keep in mind that IBP isn't just a software solution, it's a planning philosophy, a collaboration enabler, and a strategic compass. It allows organizations to shift from reactive firefighting to proactive orchestration. And it empowers teams not only to plan better, but to plan together. So, as we begin this training, I encourage you to engage actively, challenge assumptions, and think beyond your departmental boundaries. IBP works best when it is used as a shared language across functions. Let this session be more than a tutorial. Let it be the beginning of a mindset shift. Thank you once again for being here. Let's begin.